Hey guys, so this is the long-awaited pool closing video series, and so I just wanted to come show you real quick the winterization kit that I always use to buy in the swim, and it comes with chlorine-free shock, 2 bags of that, and then the winterizer that prevents green, yellow, brown, and black deposits or algae, and a winter stain remover. And then inside the box, it comes with this big thing of slow dissolve chlorine, and then one of those sponges, they call it Pool Zorb. So I'm gonna wait and put this in right before I'm ready to put on the cover. So I had a little bit of green, as I told you, when I got back from out of town, so I got rid of all of that. I didn't close it like I wanted to last month because some things came up after I got back from out of town that we had to take care of. So I kind of got sidetracked a few days with all of that. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is, after I put in some chlorine shock, because I wasn't sure how much available chlorine the pool actually had, because I had only shocked it once when I got back from out of town, and that took care of the green situation that we had in there. So I added some shock to the pool. So after doing that, I am now going to put this chlorine-free shock in there and let that recirculate. And then after about an hour, I'm gonna come and add those two and just make sure everything is recirculated really good. I'll probably run the pump all night long on recirculate. Probably don't need to do that, but with the fact that the water is so cold now, it might take it a little bit longer to recirculate. And so you see we have some leaves in there. So also, before I go inside, while I still have some available daylight, I'm gonna work on trying to skim some of those leaves off out there while I'm out here. So to get this started, I have a bucket full of very hot water that I am going to dissolve that non-chlorine powder into. I also did very hot water with the bags of shock that I added earlier to help it dissolve, because this water is really cold. Like, we're seeing anywhere from 28 to 30 degrees at night here, and then during the day, as warm as it's gotten has been like 60s. So I don't think it would dissolve very well, but to be on the safe side, I'm gonna let it recirculate longer than usual. I don't know if I'll go all night long or not. It might not be necessary, but a little longer than I normally do at least. So I did get some of the leaves out. Some of the leaves are floating, and then some of the leaves that are still in the bottom of the pool are smaller leaves. Smaller that I think the cleaner will be able to get. It does surprisingly well with picking up leaves. But just a couple of days ago, before I came in here, there was a huge pile of leaves, like over there near the return, that I had to scoop out because I knew that the pool cleaner would have just plowed right through those, because there was such a big pile of them. So I did hand skim those out, and then I did late this summer buy me a really long telescoping pole, which is right over there. It's really long. I don't even think I have it extended out all the way. I think I can extend it further. And it did come in handy when I had to hand vacuum back last month. So I'm gonna go get my power supply and get this pool cleaner running. and I'll be right back. Okay, so the pool cleaner has now taken off running, and it will actually pick up most of these leaves. I'll have to run it a couple of cycles, but it gets out quite a few of those, believe it or not. What I'll do tomorrow is I'll come out here and I'll start draining some of the water off. But the good news is, since this pool cleaner doesn't have to run with your pool pump, I can still run it with the pool only half empty long enough to get all the leaves out, or the majority of them out. And like I said, I would have had this closed last month because I saw them starting to fall, but some things came up and me and my husband had to take care of some stuff, so I ended up not getting to do that. And so that's the way it is, you know. Life happens sometimes and you have to go deal with something else. You naturally take care of everything that you're supposed to take care of. But, you know, it'll happen. And some of the pool care videos I watch actually tell you to not close your pool too early, because what can happen is algae can grow in your pool if you close it too soon, because they want you to make sure that your water is around 60 degrees Fahrenheit and it's consistently at that temperature before you close it. Because if it's any warmer than that, algae and things can still grow in there, and you can open your pool up at the beginning of spring with a green nest. And that actually happened to me one year. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, when I was still kind of new to pool closings and things like that. I'm kind of glad in a way that I didn't get to come close it, because now I'm sure that that water temperature is consistently down at that lower temperature, that I'm not gonna have to worry about it. Pool cleaner's cord does seem to get tangled quite a bit. I untangled it when I put it back in there, but it seems to be tangled again. And the only thing that I had an issue with one time with this cleaner is that I came out here, and apparently as it was running, it ran over its cord, and so the cord got stuck in the front wheel there. So I was out here pulling and tugging at the power cord for a few minutes trying to get it loose from there. So that's been the only time that it's happened, though, so not a big deal. I try to remember to untangle it every time I take it out to change the filter or to go wash the filter or whatnot, so that hopefully that won't happen again. But it did seem quite tangled there for a minute, so I hope that's not going to be an issue. But I'll be back tomorrow with more of what I have planned as far as closing the pool and information that I found on how to winterize your skimmer. I am kind of new to closing with a skimmer, so it's not a lot of information. There was one thing that I found out that I wish I knew last year. Then I'll see you in a bit. So, alright, this morning I'm gonna take this algicide stuff and put it into the skimmer. I already had to turn the pump off once, because what happened was, as soon as I turned the pump on this morning, a whole bunch of leaves got into the skimmer within less than 5 minutes, and it filled it. So I ended up having to turn it off and empty the whole skimmer basket thing. And then there's still some more leaves in there. It's just stuff that fell from overnight. I ended up just coming outside and turning the pump off last night. And just letting it set. I only ran the pump from the last time I was in here was around 6 o'clock last night until like around 9 or 10 o'clock when I finally put all the kids to bed. So probably was no point in running it for that long, but I did. I just wanted to make sure everything was all circulated and real good. Still got some leaves on the top that sometime today should get skimmed. Probably what will help is for me to take the cleaner out because the leaves seem to be congregating around the pool cleaner. So this is on standby. It looks like it just isn't running and broken. It's not. You have to come out and turn it completely off and then turn it back on. It looks like it got most of the leaves from off of the bottom of the pool. Or all of them. The ones that I left behind. Glad now I can take care of quite a few leaves. So yeah, hopefully at some point the skimmer will pick up the rest of these. If not, I'll try to hand skim those off. That usually proves to be a bit impossible since I don't really have a deck. But that's what we're doing today, and we got the dogs outside, so I'm gonna go so I can get these dogs in and have my coffee. She's over there digging, I think. Are you digging a hole, Minnie? Hey, Minnie, are you digging? Hey, girl. Come here. Come on. Come on, Minnie. Come on. So, for information purposes, or whatever, if you ever wanted to know how many leaves this thing is able to pick up, this basket is completely full of leaves. Completely full. So I gotta empty this so I can put it back in and get more leaves out. And vacuuming to waste, or not vacuuming to waste, but draining to waste rather, so that I can work on closing everything. I need to turn it off real quick because it's lost prime because of all the leaves. It's getting very cold here lately, and it's almost to the point where it's too cold for me to even be out here to work on this. So regardless of how many leaves are in here, I'm gonna just have to close everything, even if I don't really want to. How cold it is, and just because it's too cold out here for me to work, then I'm likely not going to come out here to do anything. Once all the water comes off that way, I'm going to take this same hose off of here and put it over here where this hose is, so that I can pull some more of the water off that way. I don't think I drained enough of the water off to load the skimmer last year because periodically I would come out here and there would be water coming out of the skimmer line, so I don't think I emptied it enough. It's still coming out. I think I lost prime. and turn it off for a second. And make sure there are some leaves in there, but this here basket always ends up tightening itself down so much that just enough to go down right under the return, and I'm going to still have to take another couple of inches of it off, and I'll let this run as long as I can. It's almost too empty now for it to run. So I come back, I'm going to put the hose on there, put some of the water down. So the part that I wanted to show you that I found for the skimmer is this here green thing. It's called a gizmo, and you plug it where those threads are on the inside of the skimmer when you lift up the basket. And I'll show you it after I get plugged in. And then I have two caps which are gonna go over here on there and on that other one right there, kind of underneath that hose. I have this one kind of in the way, but the one behind there, those just be capped off. And I don't have to cap off this because that's a return. It's high enough where I don't have to worry about water. I've been waiting for this to drain. Whenever water stops pouring out of it, I will come take off the other hose and cap it off. But I'm not going to do it right now because it's getting water all over the ground, and I already had to go in once to change my shoes and socks because my socks and my shoes got all soaking wet. My shirt got wet. It's already not very warm out here to begin with, and then to have really freezing cold water on you doesn't feel too great. So I have the pool cleaner running in there. And I'm still going to have to skim off some of the leaves, but I got quite a few of them off. I'm just going to get off of as many of them as I possibly can. So I probably have to wait until this is not running, because as you can see, as it's running, it's kind of moving the water. Do you see right there? It kind of moves the water, so I need to wait until it's not running before I can get that off. Yeah, after that finishes draining, I'm going to come out here and take all the hoses and all that stuff off. I could take them off now, but I'm just going to wait and take care of it all at the same time because I have to cap everything off anyway, so... But my dogs are being good for a change. They haven't left the yard. Yeah, are you being good? Right, Gillen? I'm gonna have my coffee. It's cold. Okay, so this is the final part. We have everything covered now, and the skimmer's all covered, so I don't know if I can, no, I can't at this point take that off, but I was going to show you what that gizmo looked like. If I remember at the beginning of spring, I'll show you then. It just plugs into the threads on the inside of your skimmer. I'm trying to go around and secure everything down, overlap everything, because we're not using that crappy pool cover strap. because it makes the pool cover dip down in the center a lot, and then only goes like around this top frame. And the pool cover would fall in the pool, even though we had a pool pillow. And that's another thing I'm not doing, because last year the whole pool pillow moved off to one side, so it's no point in having it in there. You know, I have some trash over here and some floaties that I need to deflate, and I found one of my siphons for the pool cover, and I have an electrical pump in the garage as well. I think I saw it in there. That hose looks really bad. Yeah, like my husband's going around and overlapping all these parts here that are loose like this to bring it together. Just like on the other side. That's what he's doing right there to bring it together. So, yeah. I got most of the leaves out of it. There are still a few leaves in there, but at this point it's getting very cold, so I can't worry about that right now at this point. I was okay with closing it with there only being a few of them in there. It's not gonna be a lot. Last year we closed it and there were a lot of leaves in there, so I got most of them out. So if you wanted to ever do it this way, so just go to like Ollie's or off of Amazon and get like bungee ties. So,
No, you dummy. I need a blue one. Oh, I can rip that off. Need a blue one.
is it too tight?
No, it's not.
It was too loose.
Go that way. quite removed it. Well, it might. No.
I'm gonna go preheat the oven so I can make some fish sticks and fries. So it's all done until springtime. This is probably gonna be the last video you'll see from me for a while, but you can see how he has it secured, how like the cover is overlapping a little bit so that it's not flapping around in the wind. And stuff like that. I tried to show like what he was doing.
Do me a favor, start supper while I check for the get out.
It's just an old bucket.
Blow away.
Skimmer right here. That bucket is good. That gray one is good. There. All this stuff out on the ground is trash except for my brush thing, pole thing. Okay, I'll put that away later. It's getting dark. I just went in the house to put fish sticks in, but I have to get my pump out tomorrow, deflate the floaties. But yeah, you can kind of see he was able to really get this side. It looks like he got it pretty good. But yeah, so everything on the cover is pulled taut instead of it being loose, like with a pool pillow in the center. I don't know, that just doesn't work very well. But, anyway, there it is. All closed up for the winter. Of course, the hoses are put away in those storage containers and behind the pool, and the pumps are inside the garage. There we go.